下午好，欢迎来到我们的赛事直播。那么呢，经过昨天非常激烈的角逐之后，2025 China GT 中国超级跑车锦标赛将开启今天下午的新的比赛。Good afternoon. Welcome to our live broadcast. After yesterday's competition, the 2025 China GT Championship will start the fierce competition in today's afternoon. 在昨天的比赛中呢，来自 FIST Team AAI 车队的90号选手 Eric Johansen 和黄若涵是取得了非常理想的成绩，获得了第1名。来自 Wing Here Harmony Racing 的37号选手邓毅和罗开罗取得了第2名。第3名呢是来自 Origin Motorsport 的谢新哲和吕薇。Eric Johansen and Huang Ruihan from the FIST Team AAI achieved a very good result and won the first place yesterday. Deng Yi and Luo Kailuo from Wing Here Harmony Racing won the second place, and the third place was taken by Xie Xinzhe and Lü Wei from Origin Motorsport. 像昨天说到的呢，这次比赛的轮胎是非常特别的，使用的呢是倍耐力新款的轮胎。China GT 呢也成为了中国首个启用倍耐力 P0 DHG 竞赛轮胎的锦标赛。As what I said yesterday, the tires used in this race is really special. With the full support of the official tire supplier of the event, China GT has also become the first championship in China to use Pirelli P0 DHG competition tires. 那么呢，我们也期待稍后选手们的精彩表现。现在呢，就跟随镜头一起来看一下车手们在赛前的准备活动。Let's have a look at what the preparations the racers have made before their races. Okay. 那么我们首先来到的呢是今天要杆位起步的选手，是来自 Wing Here Harmony Racing 的37号罗开罗。那么呢，他今天是作为一个首次来驾驶的一个成员，我们将问他今天有没有特别的战略跟昨天相比。罗开罗你好，想请问一下，OK，sorry, wait a moment。我觉得我们这个可能得先去一下这个杆位起步的，然后这个时间比较紧了，我们得抓紧速度了。好的，现在我们来到这个罗开罗这边。好的，罗开罗你好，请问一下，这个跟昨天比赛相比，今天有什么特别的战略吗？Okay, can I ask you about some question? 我问你，我说那个跟昨天比赛相比，今天有没有什么特别的策略？
其实我们都是要尽可能的拉开差距，因为我们有更多的停站时间。然后其实我们的速度其实非常快的。如何在我们有限的 定的时间中拉开差距，这是我在今天这场比赛需要做到的。
好的，那我们也预祝你待会儿的比赛顺利，然后呢，可以像你说的一样达到你想要的目标，好吗？谢谢，加油！好，那么我们现在再回到刚刚的这个在前排位置起步的90号选手，他的车是非常特别的一个颜色，蓝色，很吸睛，在比赛里面。那么呢，他是来自 FIST Team AAI 的90号选手黄瑞涵，但是我们可以看到现在这个车门是处于一个关闭的状态，我们只能是先预祝一下他的比赛比较顺利，可能是因为心里需要做一些准备了。我们加速一下，来到55号车，是待会儿即将要进行的这个吕薇选手啊，来自 Origin Motorsport。吕薇选手你好，可以问一下今天的比赛有设立什么目标吗？
今天的位置因为比较靠前，所以希望可以顺利完赛吧。然后希望安全车可以少一点，可以痛痛快快的跑一场。
好的，那也预祝你跟谢新哲待会儿比赛顺利，加油！好，那我们今天这个比赛马上就要开始，我们也在心里为这些所有的车手们加油，好吗？谢谢。现在镜头回到解说室。
This is the first race after a few years that China GT is back, and then we have got a very good response from drivers and teams. We've been over our expectations. So many teams and drivers decide to join this competition. We are very happy. So it's a good sign that motorsport is alive in China GT class. There are many drivers, many teams that want to come back and want to race in China again.
way down towards the bottom part of the field, 24th, and in the GTC side of things. Here is a replay coming up. There's the Team TRC car. There's the level. Oh! Fok Wai Ming had a scare, I believe. Well, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it was Fok Wai Ming in the number 12 Team TRC car, I think, that just had that big moment. And the level most was to the out. Betty Chen Yinyu in the 91 PA. This Team AAI sister car too. The number 19 is currently in P2 at the moment. Liu Kai Luo doing an absolutely stellar job for racing as way the distance. But as this proceeds, this race itself, Wang Rohan is starting to close that. So car number 26 has had 2 track warnings from race control about turn 13. And that's Bao Tian, Porsche 992 Cup car that is going to have to serve a 5-second time penalty for the full start. That is to be served in addition to time during the compulsory pit stop. Car triple stick has also, that's the hair racing by 33 HAR Harmony Racing outfit. That car has had a track limit warning for turn 13 that has been policed by race direction team led by Jeanette Tan. And Liu Wei behind the wheel of the Origin Port number 55, currently holding on to its 3rd position. And Sao Shiguan has also been doing Lamborghini player age duties and actually was in the race just over an hour ago. And has been getting themselves prepped for pit stop change. This weekend occurring in about the pit stop window opens. Conditions pretty much all the way through this race. Betty Chen Yinyu, the driver from Chinese Taipei, partnered with Belgium's Hugo de Wilde. They're currently running at the top 10 and at the moment run 5th in the Pro-Am category. The car itself did start in 11th position, battle behind between the 33 and the 88 and Zhang Xiaowei. 33, 610 and the 8. Oh, big incident! Straight into the back of the 33 Audi and Betty Chen, so lucky. And the front set of that 88 level sportsman is absolute sight. Under braking bang. Switches left. Oh, that's a hefty impact. And the 33 got going again, but it stopped. Oh, Daniel Liu and Yang Beiji, the latter in the wheel, level Motorsport 8. That is going to be absolutely second hand, and then some. Look, front grille, the right front head bonnet is adrift. And a big mistake that was made by Zhang Xiaowei. Huge impact. And I think there might have been a slight bit of contact to the back of venue, but so pit window now be open. So the 88 level Motorsports crew is going to find that they've got a lot of gaffer tape that's going to be needed on standby but if there is any damage to any of the ancillaries, such as the cooling system, it reduces the performance on that Mercedes, and it may be better for the 88 to decide, well, let's call it time. Don't want to risk. And there is going to be a full course yellow in over 30 seconds. That means 80 km/h speed limit circuit wide. And slight superficial damage on the right rear of Betty Chen Yinyu, who's walking back to Team AAI garage as the very long-statured Belgian gets into the car. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Full course yellow. Full course yellow. Oh well, that's going to be very, very interesting. As the number 2 Silverbridge ACM by Black Lamborghini Huracan Super comes in for its pit stop. So we are at full course yellow conditions. And that is because of that incident between the 33 and the 88. There's the number 12, Team TRC, Fok Wai Ming behind the wheel of the Mercedes-AMG GT4. And a lot of teams have pitted. Money Racing are in. FIST Team AAI have responded. Origin Motorsport, I think, have carried on. And so, driver change. Wang Rohan will hand over to Erik Johansson. Rohan, who held up. Oh, it's ding, seconds out, round. And considering the fact that we did have a very, very lengthy period towards the end of yesterday's race. This could also bring about another exciting twist in the tale. And now behind the wheel of the Win Here Harmony Racing, number 37. Or even if they're short of seconds, you know, a 3/10 of a second time penalty for being seconds early away. So not only have you got the standardised time, you've also got the handicap time as well, as Andy Dang lights up the rear tyres. Has he got out in front of Erik Johansson? I would imagine that's probably going to be the case. And he is. And he's got the 666 Harmony Racing entry, the Audi, but they are all up under yellow. So, at the minute, Erik Johansson is think, I want to be a 4-time race winner. I'll streak to continue. And a real shame for young Bergier in the 33 Audi for 610 Racing. There's the Team Digital ARC Lamborghini, Li Hanyu and Or Zhuyan. The sister car, the S-Class, is also there. 66 Harmony Racing is in. All new this weekend. None. Took the first stint, and then Yang Haoshi, Valtian, actually lost the win because overtook 3 cars under safety car conditions yesterday, so Helena Kitty was definitely in contention. Also picked up a behaviour P. Daniel Yu, Chan Wei and Tony Yu, Hu Hao Heng have all picked up behavioural warning points because of actions out on track yesterday. And the 62 4, 3, 2, 1, and away we go. nearly stalls it coming out of the pit box. So a lengthy full course yellow for race 2, round 2, a GT Championship for 2025. Apologies for the technical difficulties for the first half of the race, sound coming from my location. Thank you to the team at Top Speed Events who are all helping to who are broadcasting this event live on the China GT Championship, and thank you all for this, as well as those on the Top Speed Facebook. So still as the time away. So the 5-second countdown for the 62 of Bao Junbin was for the full start. So we have a look at the race itself as Huang Ruohan tried to go round the Kailo on the early part of the race, but the FIST Team AAI BMW not having the legs on the 5.2 naturally aspirated V10 Audi as Origin Motorsport was slots into third position on board. Huang Ruohan gets the jump and is about 3/4 of the car length alongside. And then at 130 kilometers an hour, that's 80 miles an hour through turn 1. Well, Huang Ruohan just literally kept the door open for Liu Xiaolong. Well, quite a mid-round moment as the Level Motorsports 88 was closing in on the 91 PA. But this was the biggest moment. Level Motorsports, Level Motorsports number 88, Zhang Xiaowei, piling into the back of the 33 Audi, which was a real shame this year. So under full course yellow, and that has been for 7 minutes. So you can see the flashing lights, the car's limited to a maximum speed kilometers an hour. Hugo de Wilde has got the Uno Racing pink Audi of Rio. Oh, the car up a little bit of damage. The Audi LMS GT4 leading the classes at the moment. Leads Sid Chang for ACM by Lazy City class. Moritz Berrenberg running solo for Maximal W&S Motorsport this weekend. Has not got countryman and teammate Zulauf with him. So now this gives an opportunity Andy Dang for the win here, in cruise to win streak of FIST Team AAI. And Elias Seppänen has managed to get that car up from not well, but also Chen Fang Ping, who was in for the first stint, that car in the hands of the Finn. So the big question is, when will we get the green flag? It is at the discretion. We haven't had the need for car intervention. So pit window now officially closed. Obviously, apart from Yang Baiji for the number 33 Audi of 610 Racing. Start is now going to be employed, which means that we can drop the 80 km/h full course yellow, but then the Lincoln Co. Keeper 001 safety car will then pick up Andy Deng in the Win Here Harmony Racing car. So safety car now deployed from the pit road, and we'll wait. Well, there's a lot of gaffer tape at 88 level motor. I would imagine there's probably litigation whether that's going to take part in Valley's post-race. Obviously, Race Director Anne and her crew will be looking into that through the race stewards and race control. The number 69 in Audi GT4 is the grass is trying to get going again. Now I'm wondering if that front end damage has caused a further because that is basically crawling. That car is not running as it should. That is really good. 69 incipient racing crew, Airtong and Shen Sitong. That car is being driven at a snail's pace down towards turn number 14. So I think that car's going to be in pit lane, and I think it's game over for Airtong Yu, who's now behind the wheel of the car. And, well, the car is Cape Road, and Airtong Yu, unfortunately, clambers out of the car, looking toward... could be drivetrain, could be ended. He's through the ringer, and obviously, depending on the layout of the car, the Audi R8, that if something has gone awry, normally you have things like, say, so might be cooling related because there are radiators located at the front of the vehicle. Kind of an inherent issue that Porsche 911s do have, and also, depending on how the layout is, the Porsche 718 Caymans. So, yeah, so the air cooler is at the front of the vehicle, and if there's an oil cooler there as well, normally the oil cooler would be more based towards the back of the vehicle in the engine bay. That's that there may be, if it's cooling, that will mean that the engine will have overheated due to lack of coolant in them. It is pressure. So now the drivers, we decide what does this mean. Means like we could have a very short window. There's Chen Fangping. Oh, cars 37. Oh, and 62. Under investigation of a short pit time. Oh, right. That could be interesting. Now, we have already had one race decided by the fact of a short pit stop time, and that was in Lamborghini Asians for this one. But now, Erik Johansson has the 666 Hair Racing 33R Harmony Audi in front and lost that car quickly. And once he BMW Motorsport driver made his way through the ranks, the outfit head of BMW Motorsport, Andreas Roos, overlooking proceedings these days. We've had the likes of Jens Marquardt in that position, even Gerhard Berger, next one with more McLaren, Ferrari. Safety car in at the end of this lap, so time to get the Pirelli P0 DHG tyres, first series in Asia. So Pirelli being the official tyre supplier of 2025 championship. The Lincoln Co. Keeper 001 safety car has its lights out and will accelerate away from the front of the field, and it's time for Andy Deng from Win Here Harmony Racing to slow down to a crawl, and he's going to be the one that's going to decide when to pull 15 minutes of this second race of the Erik Johansson going up through the gear rating brake, trying to get some on tyre and brake temperature. He's now got to react. Andy Deng has already got it away and knows he cannot pass the car. We are back past the start-finish line. And the 666 with Stephen Chu behind the wheel is inadvertently holding up. Johansson is seeing it. The green flag, race two, and Johansson is now pushing forward. And I'm not at all surprised. Erik Johansson has lost big time. The gap was 1.3 seconds. It's now nearly 3.1. Johansson goes for the move round the outside of the opening corner, and the Swede has comfortably got it. And sneaking up the inside through turn 2 in its own right. Seeing here for Origin Motorsport. So Kevin has just been I'm not too sure if we've had a bit of a drama going through into turn 2 or 3, but Win Here Harmony Racing has been 0.2 of a second for being short on their stop, and that is what you call strategy. Steeds 2. Piaotian has got a drive-through penalty. Oh, dearie me, a major infraction. Racing Porsche has served. That's going to be the walk of shame at 60 kilometres an hour for about 30 seconds down the pit lane. It's all kicking off GTS as GTC traffic tries to get through. So the ACM by Blackhawk has got through. Moritz Berrenberg still holds on to the lead in the GTS class, but the very badly wounded 88 level motorsports car with Yang Shaw behind the wheel of the Mercedes AMG GT3, which has got a lot of red duct tape all over the bonnet just to try and keep it in position. They had damaged grill out of the way. There is the 710 Elias Sepinen behind the wheel. Now, it's not had a win this year. One on the road at the opening race of the season, but had a major infraction, which gave the second time penalty. Now, Erik Johansson has engaged hunting mode. So Andy Deng from Win here at Harmony Racing has found that his lead has just been truncated by 4.1 of a second. And Johansson is really lighting up the timesheet screen in sectors 2 and 3. And he's gone nearly 0.2 quicker in the opening sector. So the gap now just a shade over 2.6 seconds. And what's more, Johansson is pulling away from Zins here in the number 55 Origin Motorsports Mercedes. Now, bearing in mind, you look at the situation yesterday. Wang Rohan for FIST Team AAI was the one that was being closed in on. Now it is Andy Deng that is in the same kind of situation, and Betty Chen Yinyu battling. She's handed it over to Ugo de Wilde, who's hard on the high bit. He's trying to look for a move up the inside of Rio, the Ugo number 98, the 915 Yang Shat anyway with Cheng Chang for the 26 level motorsports car through on the inside of the lead. Here comes De Wilde. It's pretty wide. No, Rio covers off the Belgian, and you can sense that frustration from the man from Brussels. Now, is it me, or has that lad Dixel car by KRC lost her bumper? Now De Wilde is going to put penalties in the slipstream in the toe of the 98. Rio has got to anticipate De Wilde. De Wilde goes to the outside, and this could be the switch around. As yeah, the doors open, going to go for it. Still wait, mounts the curve, avoids contacts, and now they come flying out of turn now in towards turn 5, and De Wilde putting outside of the 98 out. Going to the chance. Yes, he is. Ugo de Wilde with it. It's on the outside, but he runs a bit wide it, and Rio through, and then into the next, through T7 at over 106 now. De Wilde has reached limit of adhesion. He's trying for the crisscross through here at turn 8. Will he dive to the inside of 9? No, Rio has him covered. Ugo de Wilde and Rio, they are not in the offing for a podium because there are 5 cars ahead of them, and they bring back Sultain, looking for a bit of pride. To the end of this race, looking for a bit of motivation. Yes, the Dixel Lamborghini has lost its front, but the majority of the front aerodynamic of that Lamborghini, and he's right with one M. Yupeng Racing Mercedes. Well, unless it's that completely black on the front of that front bump on the 320 Hanyu, round the outside, but runs deep into the corner. Shenzhen looking to take it, and unfortunately for the Yupeng, aka Have Friends Racing, unable to keep the Lamborghini at bay, and Liu Hanyu manages to get through them. We go back to this battle. Look what's happening. The number 91M is the proverbial cork in the bottle. Meantime, Belgian bin, Honda's 4.8 and the 666, which is way down the order. It's a lap down, being shown the blue flags, and has to get the way. But the Eric hunting both the gap leaders, 1 seconds, and Johansson is quicker in the middle sector. It's 3 wide, the back straight to go to the inside. Shanghai in the middle. Ugo de Wilde sneakily dive up the inside as well. Into turn 14, de Wilde gets 2 for the prize. It's an inspired move by the Belgian. Rio does exactly the same. Great process, and that's why Ugo de Wilde, I feel, is another great talent Belgium, but code brown moment for Yang Xiaowei in the 610, coming out of the final corner. Kept the throttle speed wild, trying to negotiate his way through the kitty litter. But the gap has come down. Eric Johansson is gunning for 4 successive votes in a row. And there is Andy Deng. 5 minutes. And Johansson on the flashes. He's Andy Deng. Remember me from race 1. Here we go. FIST AAI looking for their talisman. UM4 GT Evo to secure 4 straight wins, and Nathan's in the slipstream of Deng. Where's the to put the car? He's going to duck to the outside, and he's weaving. He's all over the back of Andy Deng like a bad habit, and he's just basically a little bit of intent. Didn't want to force a move, but out of the final corner. So 4 minutes 6, 4 minutes 4, 4 minutes 3, maybe 3 laps at a push, or maybe, and it was just under 0.34 of a second. Johansson taking a tight, aggressive line through turn 1, using as much as he's allowed to within. Told in the briefing through turn 2 out of 3. Not when. It's not if. It's when. And pulls the move. Died. The success rate. The FIST AAI here in China Championship 2025. But believe you me, when you have very, very motivated, very fit, look at the drivers come through that Nature's Felix Rose, current NTT IndyCar Series driver, Ronnie Pedersen, Matthias Seck amongst others. Here we go. Eric Johansson trying to close in onto Andy Deng. We are going to be on the wire with regards to how many more laps we might have. Johansson pulls to the outside, keeps Deng guessing. From the 5.2 naturally aspirated bin-mounted V10 engine in that Audi, we are going to be on the bubble here. Could we get 2 more laps to go out of turn number 16? 3, 2. I think yes, we're going to have 2 more laps. And Johansson swinging outside. 1. It's this door for the number 90. No, right, but Johansson was right with Andy Deng at that point. And one of the things you have to, well, to finish first you must finish. But if you want to put on a show, that is exactly what the hard-charging Sweden, based from the same town as ex-F1 driver Stefan Johansson, and also Formula E driver, now IndyCar driver, NCT IndyCar, Felix Rosenqvist. From Vexjot, the Swede when he can. RC is in the way, and they both appreciate the number 12 of ladies AMG GT4. But the next time around we will have our final lap. Eric Johansson showing the nose to Andy to say, you're not gonna let you breathe for a moment, son. I'm coming after you, and I want that fall through. Out of turn 13, Berrenberg down the back straightaway. Speed increasing to the best part of over 265 kilometers an hour for on the brakes. Turn it right, Johansson. Is he going to take to the inside? No, Deng covers him off. And look at behind. Elias Sepinen is going for P3 overall, but not just that, P2 in Pro-Am. He's right with Origin Motorsports, number 55. Oh, moment there for Andy Deng. Catches the grab final corner. Last lap underway. Johansson within 3/10. What's he going to do here? He stays in the wheel tracks for the moment. He thought better of it going through into turn number 1. And Johansson sights a line. Deng keeps the racing line. Johansson's going to go through and throw everything at him, including the kitchen sink. We are down for another photo finish. But who's it going to be in favour of? Is it going to be Eric Johansson for FIST Team AAI, or Win Here Harmony Racing's Andy Deng through into turn 5 for the final time? This is what you want in GT. You want an all-out at the field. Right at the final lap, the final throws, the last hurrah. Elias Sepinen closing in on Xi Jinji, Origin Motorsport, as head into the final few corners of this race. And there's a cut. Oh, there's some G in front. And going to get through on the 222 car. There's the number 7 Gaha Racing with KRC being ahead. But could this give the opportunity to Eric out of turn number 13 for what will be the 24th and final time? Andy Deng sweeps past and thinking the outside. Get a bit of side draft here as the Swede. He pulls in and Andy Deng. Now here comes the decisive move that will make our victory as Johansson goes to the outside, trying to force Deng into a mistake. Can the Swede the overrun coming out of turn number 14? It's going to be close. They are wheel to wheel through the final corner. Johansson to the outside. He's going to switch it to the inside. Try and get the run. This is BMW. This time Harmony Racing and Andy Deng. The race 2. The week is over, but it is over 0.16. Whoa, hold the fire. Championship is truly well alive and kicking. Incredible. Last to today's race, decided by 51,000. Today's race, decided by 0.16 second over times the distance. But what can you say about that finish? We now have, for the overall title battle, we have a real race around 5. Know that FIST Team AAI have fired the first proper warning shot across the bow, and win here Harmony Racing, given their response. Still got some drivers left to finish, but it's the 37 win here. Harmony of Andy Dang that pick up the win. The win streak is over, but you know what? Erik Johansson gave everything to race win out of 4. It's going to be 3 different manufacturers on the overall top 3 with Mercedes, Origin Motorsports, Jie and Liu Wei will round out the overall take P2 in pro. And what a bit of here, but look, battle between the 976 5th for the second, the GTS class. The order. Who's going to take it? It's Chan Wei Yuan by 30,000ths of a second. Well, what can you say? What can you say? Win here, Harmony Racing, number 37. Excuse me. Treat in the classification ahead of FIST Team AAI number 9. Origin Motorsport number 55 takes second, third with Chen Fan Ping and Elias Seppänen taking P in the 7th, 10th Ferrari 29. Min Heng in the 77 Sport Audi along with Jason Gu rounds out P5 ahead of Rio and Cheng number 98 Cheng Yichong. That's interesting. Now it's the 0.2 second time penalty. That's what, Eric, yeah, you're a happy man, but not by much. 0.164 equals 30,000. Because of the second time penalty, if Andy Deng was 0.21 ahead, that's how close it is. Oh. That's why they were pointing to P2. FIST Team AAI have a minimum score of 100 points over. Very lucky, very indeed, but it is number for team for one and Erik Johansson. Could this story get any even get with? Shortly, I'm sure we're going to head down to Chloe Trackside to get some response from our respective drivers. But Johansson and Wang Guohan take the 4th of FIST Team AAIs. The Swede's going to be very happy. But great job there by Liu Wei and Xie Xingxie, the Origin Motorsport crew in the Mercedes.
Good job， 太帅了！祝贺，祝贺，谢谢，祝贺！今天都靠队友。相互，来第一棒。
So let's head down to, she's got our winners trackside as we speak.
好的，现在我身边的就是刚刚在比赛中夺得第1名的90号 FIST Team AAI 黄若涵跟 Erik Johansson。首先呢，我们要恭喜他们。Congratulations to both of you, and can you share the competition? 你们可以稍微分享一下刚刚的这个比赛过程吗？ Maybe
You go first.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, I think we could all see that it was quite a tight fight. I was fighting really hard to catch the Audi towards the end, and towards the last few laps, I had, had some chances, but in the end, it was slightly too quick. Honestly, I did not know we won the race until I parked at the #1 board, so it came a bit as a surprise. But I mean, I couldn't be happier to have 4 out of 4 wins so far, and couldn't believe this going into the weekend, to be honest.
Okay, congratulations again.
因为其实我们最后跟奥迪只有0.1秒，然后奥迪因为在 pit stop time 里面少了一个时间，所以他们有个0.2秒的罚时。那这让我们最后站到了这个第1的位置，有一些运气，因为当中有安全车，不然其实在第1棒的时候，罗凯罗拉开了我挺远的，因为他们确实非常的快。那当然我的队友非常出色的完成了他的这个 stint， 他的 pace 非常的快，让我们有这个机会。虽然安全车重新发车的时候有台慢车挡在我们前面，浪费了大概有3-4秒的时间，不然我相信我的搭档可能会有更多2圈的时间去进行进攻。但是总体我们拿到这个再一次拿到了这个冠军，我们非常开心，非常感谢车队。
OK， 像刚刚2位所说的呢，就是其实是一个运气跟实力相结合的一个成果，也是他们非常完美配合的一个结果。再次恭喜2位，好，谢谢。Hope you're fighting in future competitions. OK， 好。
And down to this moment here, Hansen didn't know until he got into the pit lane. And he was fighting tooth and nail with Andy Deng. I mean, going into the final corner, it was 0.1 second, but the 2T for the short pit stop time. Win here, Harmony Racing it. He adjusted to Johansson and Wang Rohan by 36 thousandths, even closer than what it was yesterday, even though the Audi rode. So dust settles here for race 2, and it came down to a simple 0.2 of a second penalty. They'd win here, their opening overall win of the season, and it went to FIST Team AAI, and a very, very happy Swede in the form of Erik Johansson will go home Scandinavia 4 wins out of 4. Also with that winners Minhang car for Origin Motors in GTC, second winner for ACM back in the #2 Lamborghini and Moritz Berrenberg. But let's go back to Chloe. She's got some standing